Michael Robinson, and I am the founder and executive director of Dead Men Rising Ministries, ministry for men with passion to lead. Approximately 6 years ago, God He showed me in my heart this vision of a ministry that would help men in the area of leadership. He showed me through my own personal life of what was lacking. As being a former drug addict myself, of a 15-year drug addiction, I used to wonder, why do I keep going back and forth? Why do I keep struggling? Well, why can't I seem to be free from this thing, this habit? And as God showed me, He showed me that the problem was the lack of leadership in my life. And as He began to show me that, as I began to research that and look and found that the leadership principles that God has, if I applied them to my life, they would work. They would work to set me free. They would work to set anyone free from the bondages, the things that hold them back. So as I began to apply these things to my life, these leadership principles, God gave me the vision for the ministry of Dead Men Rising, the ministry to help individuals to be able to connect their God-given vision, and for them to be able to understand that without taking responsibility for leadership in my life, in their own lives, that the vision would never happen. So as God showed me this thing, and we began to put this thing together, and as He brought to me a team of people, the ministry began to develop and began to unfold. Dead Men Rising Ministries is about helping people get a hold of the dream and the vision for their life. It's about helping that individual who wants to be a good father to understand that, no, you need to be a great father. It's about helping the drug addict to become free because they don't understand how to do it. It's about not just telling you what to do, it's about showing you how to do it. God has blessed us, and we want you to come along and to be able to join it, to be able to see that this ministry of personal leadership, this ministry of family leadership, this ministry of workplace leadership, this ministry of church leadership, and how if we apply it and we let it work, we let God do what He wants to do, how the individual will be able to be set free and to be able to live a life that God has promised us. So that as you look behind me, you see this skeleton. And out of the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, where it talks about the valley of the dry bones, and how God told Ezekiel to prophesy, how Ezekiel then was obedient, he prophesied, and how God put the flesh and the sinews and tendons back on those bones. And how they all came together, and how God asked Ezekiel again as they were laying there, Son of man, can they live? And Ezekiel said for the second time, Lord, only you know. And what I want people to understand, this is where Dead Men Rising comes in, because so many times people are walking around and they think that, oh, I'm okay and I'm all right, and they're accepting life the way that is. Dead Men Rising is about helping people to understand. It's not about accepting life the way it is, but it's about you taking charge, about you living life. And so with this, what we do is the flesh and the sinews, and God asked Ezekiel, can they live? And he said again, Lord, only you know. And he said, prophesy. And as Ezekiel prophesied, he spoke. It says how the four winds came together and they blew into the nostrils of those lifeless bodies, and how they came alive and they came up and they were an army. Dead Men Rising is about men coming together, locking together, and being that army. It's about a man saying this here, that I will be responsible for the success of my family. It's about a man saying that I will be responsible to create an environment of leadership, an environment of praise, an environment of worship, an environment that my family can live. It's about a man realizing that his family, that if he is the father that he's supposed to be and that he can be, and that if he leads that family, he'll affect generations to come. Approximately a year ago at this same time, God gave me the vision to share at our annual meeting, and I was nervous. But as I began to share it with the people at the annual meeting, and I said that I don't know where the money's coming from. I said, but God's given me this vision for this leadership outreach training center that Dead Man Rising is supposed to have to be able to affect this community. I said, I don't know where the money's coming from and I don't know where the building is at, but I said, I know it's out there. Well, then approximately, through the faith of the team that works with me, through the faith of our God, God has brought that vision to pass. And a year later, here we are standing in the Dead Man Rising Ministries Leadership Outreach Training Center. It's a community outreach training center that is meant to help everybody. It'll be a family leadership is what we're going to be doing here. It'll be about personal leadership. It'll be about workplace leadership. It'll be about the leadership in the church. It'll be about learning the power of serving. It'll be about helping the person who's on drugs to understand how to be free and how to stay free. At this Leadership Outreach Training Center, where I'll have different people work with, we're going to train people how to come in and how to go back out to help somebody else.
Hey, my name's Tim Harris. I'm the Marketing Director of Dead Men Rising Ministries. Also, I'm partnering on Running with the Vision as Associate Pastor next to Mike Robinson. I am so excited that you're watching this video today, and I just want to welcome you to a worldwide vision, welcome you into the lives of these young men, these young women, these old men, these old women, reaching these people with a message of leadership.
I just want to say how much I thank God for my friend, my partner. And we just want to share with you all. The Dead Man Rising is a God-given vision. It's not about me, it's not about us. It's about you. It's about your families. It's about your sons, your daughters. And if we could get people to take a hold and get a clear view of this leadership principle by taking the teachings and the messages and the workshops about leadership, we see lives change. We see eyes open up. We see people say, I've never had anybody explain it to me like that. We talked to them about decisions and lining up their choices with the decision. But if you never make a decision, you got nothing to line your choices up with.
When Michael first shared his vision with me, it was just a thought that God had given him, that he should go out and help men. And he was very passionate. That was all he talked about constantly with everybody. So I told Michael, I said, if this is what God has for you to do, then you need to get busy and get to doing it. So at that time, he started to bring people into our home, and he would share his vision of the ministry of Dead Man Rising. And as they began to come and they shared, then they started going out to different places. Doors started opening up. So I knew it was from God, because the doors just beginning to open up, and he was able to go here into this place and go into that place. He was able to go out. So now, as I see things coming to fruition, the things that he talked about, the dreams that he has for this ministry to reach so many people, and all the men that it's going to help, how it's going to bring their families up. I'm just excited about it. And see, doors keep opening where there's no way. The Lord has begun to make ways for things to happen. People don't really understand that if you're in the will of God, doing what the Lord wants you to do, He's going to open the doors for you. And that's what has happened. That has been our experience in Dead Man Rising. And I feel like there's a real important part for me in this with women, because the two of us have been through a lot of things together. And there is things that I can help women with, and even getting an understanding of where her part is in all this. So I'm all for Dead Man Rising, and women rising, and children rising, and we'll all rise together.
For me, Dead Men Rising is more than just a ministry. I feel Dead Men Rising helps me in a lot of ways, from hearing teaching from my dad, from Pastor Tim, and also from different people that we watch, we read, and of course, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I thank God for the ministry, I thank God for my dad, and I thank God for the things that He is going to do for this ministry.
things that you want to do. All these things are going on. So we know that stability is a very difficult thing to have. We're born out of balance. Bible lets us know that we were born in iniquity, born in sin. I was born with a devil to fight. You know, I was born with kryptonite right there, just waiting on me. Okay? So I'm just being realistic here. We're born out of balance. Man, it'd be nice if everybody